What are our expectations for reprints out of the 2023 Megatins? Make sure you guys smash the loot crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. We're starting off here with ZEALANTIS. ZEALANTIS is not a particularly expensive card by honestly any stretch of the imagination, but it has been a good couple of dollars here. But when you're looking at things coming out of the tins this year, you look at ZEALANTIS as one of those cards you're like, well, you know, this does have Marince's application out here. And I mean, to be honest with you, the fact that this card, you know, just, oh, you waterlock, okay, you know, you go ahead and clear your entire opponent's field going second. It's actually hilarious that they actually gave, you know, Link 4 a Link 4 to go into. And it has definitely been a power card. But this is one of the cards that we are expecting to receive a reprint out here. And, I mean, once again, use this for what you will, you know, things to kind of consider getting rid of, you know, as, you know, you see these particulars out here. ZEALANTIS is not exactly the most, you know, cherished card versus the rest of this list, but it's to be expected. Next up here is Psychic End Punisher. How long has Psychic End Punisher been over $20? Oh, its entire life, effectively. The level 11 synchro, that just does so much. You know, people still, to this day, have an issue clearing Psychic End Punisher because they just don't know how to play around the card. And honestly, a reprint for Psychic End Punisher does a lot for the game. Gives players the chance to be able to finally get this card. I mean, honestly, 20 bucks might not seem like, actually I think it was like 30. But the $20 to $30 price point for a one-of, especially versus budget players, is not exactly something that they want to, you know, drop on a card, especially, you know, if it's something that they're not going to play all the time. So Psychic End Punisher is kind of a little bit out of reach for some people. So I do think a reprint to knock the pedestal down, maybe to $5 on the max side of things, would actually very much help things out with this, but very highly anticipated card. Next up is all the THERION cards. Regulus, Boreas, the Disc Coliseum. Holy crap, Regulus needs a reprint. Do you know how many decks you can't actually, like, physically enjoy because, you know, Regulus is paywalled somewhere off into the distance? If you want to, if you're a casual Cyber Dragon player and you're like, oh, you know, I kind of want to test out Regulus, like, this seems cool, you can't. The structure decks were cheap, but, you know, the additional support is very, very expensive at this point in time. So I just want to point out here that if you're looking at, like, all of the THERION stuff, all of this kind of coming together at this point in time, I would definitely be aware that you're going to get rewarded. If you're holding on to the stuff, well, you know, you play games, you reap what you sow at this point in time. That's honestly my thought process on the THERION stuff. It's a very good needed reprint here as well. So good stuff to Yu-Gi-Oh! For actually making that happen. Next up is Faithful Adventure / Illegal Knight, the combo. Now, I really don't think that they are going to double dip here and do Rite of Armisia and the Water Enchantress again. I want to be wrong. I want these cards. I want everybody to be able to afford a package for Adventure. I want that to be a thing. But the problem with that mentality right now is I don't think it's going to happen. I think that Konami already saw their reprint equity here, and they've already taken it. I don't think that they have a reason to do this again, minus Faithful Adventure, the Illegal Knight, and the Griffin Rider at this stage. So if you're somebody with an adventure package, I don't know what to tell you. I do think that it couldn't go all over the place, especially if it dodges, but man, oh man, that's a very dangerous game, especially we've already seen such a decline on the collector's rare prices. Ah, boy. But reprints will be good. Next up is the news reporter from the underworld. Ah, yes. The Fiend support Link 2 that I have been waiting for. The thing that makes Dark World a little bit cheaper, a little bit more budgetable. And, you know, this card was already like $20. Actually, I think it was 15 to 16 for a majority of its life. But this is way too much for a one-of out here that lets you, you know, revive a Fiend. That's it. And it gives you discard fodder. If you were trying to play Dark World and you're like, okay, you know, 3 Dark World structure decks, and then you gotta go buy a news reporter and a couple of other things, it does start to add up. This thing post reprint should not be expensive at all. This should be a massively affordable option, and you shouldn't be forced to pay, you know, once again, when you're looking in the one-of department here, things that are one-ofs shouldn't cost crazy amounts of money. So I do think that this is a very good expected reprint. Next up is Runick. Now, the reason why I'm tossing Runick here is the sooner we get these Runick cards reprinted, the sooner we can start cleaning this deck up further on the list. All right, everybody can play Runick for 3 weeks, and then we can put Fountain to 1 and call it a day. You know, I think everybody sees the writing on the wall. Everybody's like, ooh, Runick cards, ooh, you know, Fountain, Tips, ooh, super excited for that. Like, that's awesome, you know. You can play all these fantastic upgrades. That's awesome. But the writing's on the wall that says the minute that this reprint hits, that ban list is going to come down harder than crap. And while it's a good reprint selection for people to be able to have it, your time to play the deck, I feel like, is very, very slim. So kind of be aware of that at this stage, you know, kind of looking at all of the reprint value for the 10s, because it does have a tie-in for a ban list, all right? Reprint equity versus, you know, fire selling products / oops, where'd they go? Next up is KASHTIRA FENRIR. This is one of the most exciting reprints in the game. So many people are looking at FENRIR right now and they're like, yes, I can get them. I can have them be splashable. I'm super excited for this. This is amazing. This is everything I want. Problem is you have a amazingly busted card. One of the most broken cards in modern era Yu-Gi-Oh history. And it's Runick 2.0 here. You reprint the card, give everybody the chance to play it. 3 weeks later, bam, ban list. Clean it up. All right, I'm just saying, I'm looking at this right now and I'm like, this is a warning sign. You know, while, you know, most of the KASHTIRA stuff does seem like it's a very highly expected reprint, I think people are very excited about it. But on the dual side of things is, as soon as those reprints hit, we start the timer for the ban list. Okay, sure. FENRIR really does need to be checked, though. Like, we're not dodging that question. Next up is Blazing CARTESIA. $40, $40, $38, $39, $41. That's the life that Blazing CARTESIA has been, as we have seen this card be one of the most expensive pieces to be able to play the Fallen of Albaz strategy. Now, is the Fallen of Albaz strategy broken? No, but this and the Grangagonal Dragon out here have been, you know, with the Lulu wall. Unfortunately, Lulu, I think, dodges the reprint this time around. Not really much of a point to do it. It's already very cheap. Most of the extra deck related things have been very, very cheap on the forefront of the Albaz structure deck, you know, stuff. It's just the main deck cards, you know, the things that, you know, give you the chance to do all of the things that you want to do, are the issue. Looking at you, Blazing CARTESIA, it's got, you know, application to be a generic card, but it does have issues on the top end of things. And then, of course, LUBELLION. Oh, my God. Oh, LUBELLION, Magna Nut, Druis Worm, Saronir. You know, everybody wants these cards, all right? Same thing I just mentioned here with the main deck application for, you know, branded. But also, you know, Dragon Link needs LUBELLION at this stage. They are expensive. I'm not paying $70+ to be able to play one LUBELLION, let alone, you know, if you're trying to play 3 in Dragon Link, you know, depending on the build, that's expensive. $200+ for a playset of something. LUBELLION is one of the most exciting reprints out of the set, just for players to want to get the chance to be able to play these decks, be able to enjoy these. And it's ridiculous to me that LUBELLION has held this price point, but it's because it's got so many, you know, interactions across the board with all of these decks that you do tend to see why these price points do hold the way they do. And then, of course, honestly, I think Labyrinth reprints are the most exciting thing here. People want to be able to play the trap-based deck. People want to be able to, you know, enjoy this deck. And it's really funny to me because as much hate as Labyrinth gets out here, people are very excited for the chance to be able to play it. And you wouldn't think that, judging by how things are going, but it is genuinely one of the most interesting decks to be able to set through. Well, Robbie, it's just set 5. You're just bad at the game and you like back. Yeah, I do. But the thing is, it's my sort of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I know a lot of people are just going to be very excited just to get the chance to play that. So we'll see how that goes. But those are the most expected reprints out of the 2023 10. So please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. See your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.